Wow. Hello. Well, I've got Toby with me. Hi, Sam. Yeah, you. Well, this morning we went holling. I've got Ruben visiting us, my son, so I'm only going to be out for an hour tonight. And here's the star of the show, we've got Toby. It's pretty warm, so he's not got his coat on. Hi, are you okay? Yeah. Did you have a good birthday yesterday, Jake? Good. Well, my high street looks really busy at the moment. We've got cars coming in all directions. It's been a lovely day. I'm just going to get off the main road. Come on. No, we're just going to get off the main road and I can talk a little bit better. Hi, Crazy, and here's Toby. Do you know, today has been absolutely beautiful. It's been glorious all day. It's been a bit cold, Crazy, but it's been absolutely glorious. Can't beat it. It's just been a blue sky. But it's one of those days which have been cold as well. Me and Toby walked about 9 miles up the coast altogether, about 4.5 and 4.5 back, and that was our morning walk. Yeah, there's Toby. There he is. He's a star, isn't he? The star of the show. Come on. Well, is anything happening? Hi Dave, I've just got this message from YouTube chat services. Hello, we are contacting you regarding community guideline breaches. You have 20 minutes to reply with your justification. Type 1 to find out more, thanks. If you cannot type 1, please end this live immediately and add an apology post to your community page, thanks. So I don't know what they think I've done. It looks like they're gonna do something in 20 minutes. Well, I hope it is a fake. To be honest, I'm pretty sure YouTube would message me. No, I've realised that. It's crazy, I've realised it. I think if that were YouTube, they would email me, or they'd send me a text, or they'd do something. Well, exactly. No, I don't think it's genuine. Hi Sonny, how are you tonight? Hi Stephen. Yep, we're both safe and well, thanks. There's Toby. And immediately and check my mail. I should be able to check on my phone, but I don't know. No, I don't know if I can or not. Blimey, speed he's going. Well, we'll see what happens anyhow. I've got about 16 minutes to go and we'll see what happens. If that were YouTube and they did do that, I'm sure they would turn round and they'd tell me, and then, or they'd have just blocked me anyhow and said we're investigating. You know, like Facebook do. You say something hurty on Facebook and then you find out you're blocked while they investigate. So I'm sure it'll be something like that. You get an email or something from them. Or it would be there. You try to log it, you try to get into your site, and then you find you can't do anything because, oh, hello. You know, you find you weren't able to do anything. Because you're being stopped. So I'm not that bothered, we'll see anyhow. I've about another 15 minutes to go. Yeah, I've been banned for silly things like that. I imported babies. The show. Well, we've got 12 people with us at the moment. Just like to welcome everybody aboard. We're having a walk through Sea. We're going on the promenade over to the cliff. So I hope you all enjoy the video, and if you do, then please like, share, comment and subscribe. Yeah, good afternoon, mate. How are you this afternoon? That's better. I just had to change hands. Yeah, I'm good. And Toby's good. We did a 9-mile walk earlier on from Withensea up to Hompton and back on the beach. I've got my son at home, so it's only going to be an hour tonight because my son's come over to visit us. It's my birthday on the 7th, so next Friday, when I'll be 71. Come on. Well, there's a big fishing contest in Withensea today, and there are lots and lots of fishermen right the way up along the coast, right the way through where I normally take him, up to Holland and back. Evening. Thanks a lot, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks, Crazy. Yep, I'll be 71. And I'm still going strong. Yep, that's true. 71 years younger. Well, we got 3 dogs here, so I really need to think about what I'm doing to get past them, especially if Toby is that way out. Hello. He's lovely, look at that. And there's the other, there's another one somewhere. Absolutely gorgeous. Right, we'll try and get past while we can. Thank you very much. We've managed to get past, so that's good. See more fishermen. Yeah, we have this big competition twice a year apparently. I mean, good luck to them. I don't really see what pleasure there is in fishing, but each to their own. Well, we got 15 people now with us, so I'd just like to welcome everybody on board, and I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching my video. If you do like it, then please like, comment, share and subscribe. It's just been such a glorious day today. I've got my high-vis jacket on. I don't really need it if it's just got lots and lots of deep pockets. He's not on tonight yet. I don't think he hasn't arrived yet, hasn't Vinny? Well, we've got another couple of dogs coming up, or they've gone. Just look at that. We should be able to get a better view today of Holland. You know where I normally go in the daytime. Not Holland, sorry, Saint Lemaire. You know where me and Toby often go in the daytime. It's about 3 miles from the end of the promenade. And you can, when the tide's going out, you can get there along the beach, or else if the tide's in, you can get there on the cliff top. Hi Annette, how are you? Hi Kathleen, how are you? How are you both? Yep, you're from Addo, yep, I know, Addingham. Tell you what is nice, being out and knowing it's not going to go dark within minutes. That is a massive relief. Where am I located, Kathleen? I'm in the UK. That sounds brilliant. And I love them old films, old black and white films. Yeah, we're in the UK, Kathleen. I'm in East Yorkshire on the North Sea coast. I'm about 20 miles east of Hull. We're a very small town with about 6,000 residents, so it's only small. This week has been half term, so we've had a lot of people in the town. You know, families coming for a bit of a break before the big lot of a long haul and saving for Christmas. We've had lots of old people with grandkids. Next week we'll have a lot of people who are having a cheap week at one of the various caravan sites when everybody goes home. The sea is beautiful, Kathleen, it really is. Well, there's somebody down there, it looks like a couple of fishermen. They've gone over, but the tide's coming in now. I saw a woman, a bloke, and their kid get caught on the wrong side. But it's all right, Toby, don't worry. You've got all the gear further down there, look. The centre of the screen. Hi, Vinny. come on, we're going to get away from the edge. And they're all right, they seem to know what they're doing. Well, we're at 2043, 44 for 2045, and we haven't been cut off yet. So I'm expecting that might happen in the next 4 or 5 minutes, if that thing was genuine earlier on. But I don't think it was. YouTube would have just cut me. And in any case, I don't ever say anything that's abusive or in bad taste. And neither does anybody else on here, so I don't really believe it was anything to do with us. Hey crazy, look what's here. Come on, Tobes, there it is. God. No, I know that, Annette. I was being pretty careful what I did and where I went. I was aware that I could end up going over. I was very much aware. I mean, we have the worst erosion in the country, arguably in Europe, round here on the East Yorkshire coast. So yeah, but thanks for being concerned about me, but I was being very careful. I didn't stay too long, did I? I just wanted to see what those guys were doing. The one not wearing a high-vis jacket, I think he's going to struggle when he tries to get back. Yep, that's the one. Hi Neil, how are you? Yep, it's still there. Apparently it isn't stolen, but it's not taxed, it's not insured or anything. It's just kind of there. It's been there since, I don't know, early August, I would say. Hey Vinny, how's your brother? I know. If that were in Addo, it'd have been set on fire by now, wouldn't it? But no. I think it's been dumped. I don't think it's been stolen. When you look inside, you know, the ignition hasn't been bust or anything like that. I don't know whether the doors have been left open. I'm not going to touch it. I don't want my dabs on it. But there you go. You can just about make out the ignition look to the right of the screen, and it's not been bust or anything like that. So I don't know. I believe it's been dumped. Oh no, that is excellent. Well, according to this councillor I was talking to about a month ago now, it was all in hand. They knew who owned the car. They've got the registration number of it. They're going to find out who owned. They're going to find out who owned it and write them a letter. But that was a month ago. No one's heard anything since. At the time I phoned old Bill up because I thought it could have been stolen. They didn't want to know. He told me to ring the council up. So I left it, and then this councillor reckoned it were all in hand, but it's still there. Right, look at that sunset, red sunset. I'm glad to know that your brother's improving, Vinny. I really am. It's been a worrying few days, hasn't it? To know that he's making progress is really good, and to know he's making, you know, he's already up and about and eating and doing the things he needs to do. That is amazing. Oh no, it's lovely, isn't it, Jordan? Oh, somebody's just heard a dog barking. Come on then. Well, it's 26 minutes and we haven't been turned off yet. YouTube haven't shut us down. It is, isn't it? Oh, he's really happy about not having his jacket on. The only reason I've got mine on, because it's not really that cold. The only reason I've got mine on is because of me. There's really good deep pockets in this. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, any good news nowadays, I think you have to grab hold of it, haven't you? And you've got to clutch onto it. Don't let it go, because there's just so much bad news, isn't there? Look at last night, that on the train in Huntingdon, 10 people stabbed. Pointless. Absolutely pointless. You know, you get on the train at Doncaster, you're going home, and you're going to meet family, you're going into work, whatever it is you're doing, you don't expect to be stabbed. There must have been absolute panic on that train. I'm just glad they've got the two blokes. You know, the police say it's not a terrorist incident. Well, I don't know, but what can anybody say? I don't believe it. You know, why would you do that? I've had a bad day at the office, so I'll go and do that. Nah. If it weren't terrorists, what were it? And not only that, if you say, well, one with mental health problems and he didn't know what he was doing, I don't really go with it, but okay. But two of them. Yeah, thanks a lot, Dave. If it is YouTube, I doubt it is. We've been on 30 minutes now. They were going to get rid of us in 20, weren't they? They were going to shut me down in 20, and they haven't done, so. Yeah, see you talk later on, Dave. That sounds great, does that, Vinny? I'm sure he'll like that. Well, Starmer's away talking about the climate in Brazil, isn't he? Never hear Kia. Am I going dogging? Well, I've got the dog. So I suppose you could say I'm dogging. I've got the dog with me, but yeah, I know what you mean now. Come on then. Well, hi Edward, how are you tonight? Yeah, enjoy the game, Dave. Yeah, Dave loves sport. Yeah, talk tomorrow then. Have a nice evening, Annette. I nearly dropped my phone then. How's that for a sunset? You know, I think we should have that, shouldn't we? Because you don't really get better than that. Yeah, I've just got that screenshot. That is amazing. Hi Hannah, how are you tonight? So most people who come here for holidays, you know, families, have all gone home now. Lots of grandpas and nanas and the grandchildren and the dogs would have been here closing down the caravans for winter. I know all week there's been lots of grandpas lumbered with grandkids and lumbered with dogs. They haven't a clue what to do, honestly, none of them. They're sort of stumbling about town, not knowing what the kids want, not knowing what to do, while Mum and Nan have been closing down the caravan. I suppose cleaning everything. Making sure everything's put back in the cupboards. While poor old grandpa is lumbered with the kids and the dog. Or two dogs even. Now it's all done. Everyone's gone home. And, you know, Withensea, I'll go to sleep until Easter. Come Easter, they'll all be back. I'm really good. Today, I'm really good. I've had a good day. Me and Toby walked to the other side of Holland. I think we're about a mile or so from Humpton. But I didn't go quite that far. It would have been a bit, the tide were coming in. And it would have been a little bit Would have been okay, I think. But why take chances when you don't need to? So I didn't bother. It's going out now. Hi Saheli, how are you today? Holy schmoly, how are you? Just look at the sky. There's your moon. Look at that red tint. I hope we're going to get another nice day tomorrow. Last night I was quite busy. Got a lot of information, so I'm going to have to read it, take a few notes. And you know my series on Hull Docks? Well, I'm getting stuff together for number 3. I've done number 1 and number 2, where we looked at the fish dock and we looked at the other docks. So I'm going to do a number 3, which is going to be looking at Hessel Road. Now Hessel Road was where a lot of the dock workers and fishing families lived. So I'm going to delve more into the 3-day millionaires and into the families. The kids, the schools he went to, the mums who worked in fish processing or cutting, topping and tailing the fish, things like that. In them days, they were really poor. People struggled, but the community apparently was second to none. Hi Dan, how are you? Hi Kevin, how are you? Anna, how was Halloween? Well, we were okay, nobody came to our house. Well, we're on nearly 38 minutes and we've not been shut down yet. So clearly, whoever it was earlier on, YouTube chat service wasn't genuine. They said you'd be shut down in 20 minutes. Well, I was about 5 minutes in when they said that. I'd have certainly expected us to have been shut down within 30 minutes, but we're still going strong. So I don't know. What time did it start getting dark? About another 15 minutes or so it'll start. So it's 16:27, 16:30, 16:45, you'll notice it. 5:15 it is quite dark. Well, we've done 11 miles so far. So me and Tobes, we are going to start going back now because I've got Reuben, that's my eldest son, who's visiting us. It's my birthday today, no sorry, on Friday, and he's come to see me and give me a birthday card, and you know, it's nice to see him. I don't really get to see much of him. He's too busy. I'm travelling around Europe. So I hardly get to see him. And then when he's not in Europe, he's up and down the country. You know, with his company who he works for. Ah. Huh. Well, no, Jack, I'm not. I Jack Frost. No, I'm not near Norfolk. I'm in East Yorkshire. In some ways, it's similar to Norfolk because we have massive coastal erosion. Ah, that's nice, Stephen. Your grandson's called Reuben. Yep. I've got one called Reuben, one called Samuel. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same here, Kevin. Oh, this Friday coming, Dan. I'm 71 on the 7th. So it's the second today. So another 5 days brings us out at next Friday. You know, I've given up counting. When you get to 71. Yeah, we do have windmills in Yorkshire. I don't think we got any around here. But yeah, we do have windmills. I don't think we have as many as what you've got in East Anglia and Norfolk and Suffolk, but we do have a fair few. I'm trying to think whether I think there's one in Beverley. There used to be one in Withensea. I can't see it from here, but sometime we'll go past it and have a look at it. But it's a ruin. Come on then, Tobes. Let's look at all that. So now the light's beginning to go. About 4:30. It's strange that different places have different times. We're east of Newark, so I would have thought it'd have gone down a bit earlier. But yeah, I suppose so. You're right, because it's 4:30 now and you can see the sunset. It isn't dark, but within half an hour, you know, it will be quite dark. The moon's up. Yeah, for my birthday on Friday, I wonder if my old Duchess is going to make us a really, really good curry. If there's one thing wrong with Withensea, one thing I can complain of, there's not that much I can, but if there's one thing, we don't have a decent curry house. We have one Indian restaurant and a lot of people like it, and fair play to them, but it's not what I'd call a good curry. So we just don't go there. But what would we give for a good, or what would I give for a really good curry house? Well, hey. Haha. Drooping Watson in the 70s, yeah? Yeah. But I think it's very different in Florida, isn't it, Jack? Hi, Dwayne. How are you today? Blimey. 19 curry houses. I wouldn't have thought that in Beverley. Were there some good ones, or were they all pretty mediocre? Oh, sorry, Stephen. 19 windmills in Beverley. I knew there were some, but I would never have dreamed there would have been so many. Trust me to get the wrong end of the stick. Those who know me know I get the wrong end of the stick quite often. Well, we're now on 46 minutes and still we've not been cut off by YouTube. I didn't think we would. At first I was a bit surprised, and then I thought, hang on, it's like Facebook. You try and log in and then they tell you that you can't. They don't let you in, and there's a message there for you telling you that they've cut you off while they investigate. And I think it'll be something like that in that case. Why would they want me to put a message on post? I mean, the thing is, everything's done by artificial intelligence and bots and God knows what else. We wouldn't need a message. And they'd have just shut me down. But I know I've not done anything where they could shut me down. I'm pretty careful what I say. I'm pretty careful about the language that I use. What happened? Well, I got this message from something called, hang on, let's see if I can find it. YouTube, from something called YouTube chat services, and they said that they were going to shut me down in 20 minutes, right, because I'd gone against their rules. It's right at the top of this feed, and I thought, I can't see it. There's this car, look, and I thought, I can't see that. And I thought, well, if they're going to shut me down, they're going to shut me down. What I could do, they said, was apologise and put a message on post, to post a message. And I thought, well, I'm not going to do anything. If they shut me down, they shut me down. Ha ha, can you? Well, I've got a funny accent, Jack. I'm actually a Mancunian. I'm from Manchester. And I lived in Burnley in Lancashire for many years. That's where I met my wife. Over 20, how many years ago now? In 1997, me, my wife and the kids, we all moved over into Yorkshire. So I've got this Manchester, Burnley, Yorkshire accent all mixed up together. Yeah, that's what I thought, Stephen. But I thought, well, let's just see what happens. I thought, I'm not, they told me to close down, you know, what I were doing. And if I didn't, they would strike me, and they'd take me offline. And I thought, well, if they do that, they do that. And I just thought, can't see how they'd do that, because for the simple reason, they just do it anyway. They're not going to say, if you don't do this, that's what we'll do. If I've somehow broken YouTube's rules, then they would. have literally suspended me for so many days, or however they do it, because I've broken such and such a rule. You know, like Facebook do. So I didn't really believe it. It just didn't make any sense. And I thought to myself, well, I'm just going to carry on. If they close me down, then they close me down. That's not my fault. I've not done anything wrong. I don't swear. I don't abuse people. I don't talk about illicit subjects. I don't, bring politics and things into it. I'm pretty careful what I say and how I say it. And that was the thing. See, it's going dark now. I don't know whether you can tell that or not. Look at that. How's that? My God. I think so. I'd like to think so. That's right, Yorkshire. Yeah, I think so. I mean, that is a thing. I think it was just some idiot, for whatever reason, trying to troll me, trying to frighten me, thinking, oh, I better do what he says, otherwise I'm going to get shut down. But it's like anything, you just think things through, don't you? You just think to yourself, how does this work? What should I be doing? Hang on, Tobes. Well, them blokes are not there. I just want to go back and just see. Now, this is where we saw them earlier on. Don't want to get too close to the edge. Well, there's no blokes and there's no equipment. Presumably, they'll have got themselves to wherever they're going. Yeah, I would hope so, Steve. I know people would say, just a minute, what if you took Daryl off for? But I suppose if anything like Facebook, we don't listen. Hiya. Well, we got one of Toby's mates, I think. Hiya. He's alright.
Oh well, so is this one. He's an old one, like.
Yeah.
I'm sure he loves to play.
Yeah. They're daft. See you later, mate. It's really beginning to go dark now. Let's get that car out of the way. It's gone. Well, we're doing 11.7 miles, so it's going to be about 12 3/4 when I get home. I'm not going to push for the extra. I've got Ruben at home and I need to spend a bit of time with Ruben. Even though he can, I don't get to see him very often. Can't even look at the reflection of the moon on the sea. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Clear moon. Yeah, I said to Ruben when I was coming out, I said, I've got to do my vlog. Normally I'd have a 2-hour walk. Come out at 3:15. Be back home for 4:45. But I've only gone out for an hour. Which will be about an hour and 15 minutes when I get home. Well, that is nice. Let's see if we can do something with that. Come on, Toby, Toby. No, you're not going to have it, are you? All right, little lad. We'll have it your way then. You want to go home and see Ruben, I know. Let's just see if we can actually get that. Well, I've got it. Whether I can do anything with it or not, I don't know. I've got the reflection of the moon in that water. So I might just use that instead as the icon for tonight. Let's see if I can. That's better. Evening. Yeah, that's better. Look at that. I've actually found my camera. And one I had ages ago. It's probably about 10-year-old now. But I'm gonna start, but it's still okay. To be good to be taking pictures when I'm out. And downloading them when I'm home. See, it's 16:48 and we're nearly dark. You know, literally in the space of 10 minutes it's gone from being light to being dark. Look at that. The reflection of the moon on the sea. Remember when we came up here, it was light, it was still sunny. And the dogs were in the garden. Well, we're 600 metres from the towers. Yeah, now look at that. Now that is something, isn't it? I'll take that as well. Hang on, Toby. So I've got 3 choices now. Right, okay. Right, I've got my, hang on Toby. I've got my duty. Toby. Yeah, I've got to do my duty for Toby. That's it, I've got my hand in. Whereabouts is it? Why did you do it? Ah, there it is. Got it. I need to fasten my shoelace up. Come on, Tobes.
Sorry. Thank you.
And there you go, that's my job done. Blimey. Ooh, had to get past that kid. Right, I'm just going to fasten my shoelace up, guys. There we are. I'm not sure what retouch does on here. Not with 11 people. Hope you're enjoying the video. If you are, please like, comment, share and subscribe. I've got lots and lots of other walks on my channel. I've got some camcorder recordings, especially of a walk from Paul, an 18th century fishing village, past the Salt End chemical plant into Heddon. And it's really good that, because you're in this 18th century village which hasn't changed. Alright mate. Come on. Didn't expect that. Well, that is definitely going to get a picture. I think this is going to be the one. Yeah. And that the fishing village, it hasn't really changed since the 18th century. It even has a small lighthouse. And we walk through the village and we go up onto the embankment of the railway line that were built in the 19th century. But the railway line's no longer there, but it's just part of the walk. And then the whole area becomes dominated by the Salt End chemical works, and that goes on for quite a while. Then eventually we leave that behind and we're just in normal fields until we come into Heddon, and we don't even know we're in Heddon until we're actually there. And then the town is dominated by St. Augustine's Cathedral. So that's a good video. It's probably one of that is my favourite. My latest two have been a walk around Hull Docks, the old fishing dock, fish docks and what have you, and the commercial docks. Now I'm getting it better by then. By the time I did that, it's not quite as shaky, and we've actually got sound, so I'm learning how to do it. Sometime next week I'll be going over to Hull. I'll be doing a third video on the docks, but only I'll be centred on the Hessel Road area. Now that's where most of the dockers and trawlermen used to live. So I'll be looking at the families, see what remains. A lot of it were pulled down, but we'll see what remains. And we'll see what's new. We'll look at some of the street murals. And we'll go from there. I mean, I've got a fourth one, the Hull Docks, penciled in, where we're going to have a look at the P&O berth and the Alexandra docks. We won't be able to go in them, but we'll be able to certainly see quite a bit from outside. So that should be good. Well folk, all good things come to an end. We've had a walk, we've gone round the cliff. Somebody tried to tell me that they were YouTube and they were going to cut me off, and they haven't. It's been a good evening. So from Toby, I'd like to say good evening to everybody, and from me, thank you all very much for your company tonight. Thank you very much for those who've commented, shared, subscribed. Without you people, it wouldn't be as good as it is. So thank you very much, everybody. Oh, I've got a few things to answer here. Afternoon, Jason. Dan, yeah. No, I won't be doing that. I'll be going across the tops through Eptonstall. Yeah, thanks a lot, Steve. Yeah, thanks, Jack. Thanks, Jason. Charming Withensea, East Yorkshire, and Paul is also in East Yorkshire. So I'd just like to say to everybody, thanks a lot, everybody. It's been really good. So good night, everybody. See you again on the next one.